I'm like 85% on board with what Peterson is doing. The only reasons that I would say I'm not, one is I know he's just recently, like, he had a company that just started doing these really kind of crazy out there suits that represent his different rules. So he has like the heaven and hell, or there's this new one that everybody's calling like the Smurf uniform, where it's the corduroy with the bright blue and all of that. And so he's, from a philosophical perspective, I love what he's doing by trying to embody different virtues within the clothing. But again, it's too far outside that aesthetic window. And so it doesn't quite work. And with some of them, it seems to sacrifice his credibility a little bit. It almost makes him look a little bit cartoonish with some of those. So those have gone too far. But I've loved what he's done prior to that, because you go watch some of his old lectures and he just looks like your typical dopey professor. And then he started doing the 3-piece suits or the really kind of aggressive stuff. And it's been so good on him. The only reason that I would say that it's a problem from like a setting the standard perspective is that Peterson is a product of the 20th century. His age, his status, the university credibility and everything else like that, he still is very much a 20th century guy. And so the suits are very, very good for him. But for the rest of us, they don't quite work. If we were all to start wearing suits like JP, when our credibility isn't based on the same, like, I'm not an academic, you're not an academic, right? We're not in the university system. We're not in our 60s. We're not dealing with all of these same kind of like authority structures and hierarchies. And so it's so good for him, but it's not emulable for us. There's a gap there between him and us.
No, yeah, no, I agree. I agree a lot with the vast majority of that. I think I saw that blue one that you were talking about. I think it was in his interview with John Vervaeke, and I'm like, come on, Jordan, like that's like
you don't need to go that far. You've got it so like go back 2 years and you hit your stride perfectly. We don't need to keep pushing it.
Yeah, but he's a capitalist, man, and he's out there, and I'm sure he's getting paid very, very well to rock some of those.